Hey folks, welcome to my space. Today I want to talk about something that's really important to my heart, and that is life as a skinny Asian kid. So if you clicked on this video, you are probably a skinny Asian kid, someone that I used to be, and exercises, and I'm going to talk about the holistic sort of lifestyle that you need to change to build muscle. Right? If that's the goal, then you clicked on the right video because I'm going to share some nuggets that I think will tremendously help your life. So without any time to waste, let's dive deep into the content. I actually recommend maybe you take out a notebook and maybe take some notes, because that way you'll actually understand what I'm talking about and it will stick in your brain, because there's actually a lot of studies showing that when you write down the information that you consumed, you will remember it. And that's a really good way to consume information. So chapter 1 in this video is about the importance of nutrition. I don't like to complicate too much. These days, obviously, there's a lot of fanatics about diets. I feel like there's a hype of constraints on diets. Some people are really against carbs, some people are really against fats, some people are really against proteins, but majority are like with proteins if you want to build muscle. So nutrition, I think, is really important. I think you should focus on eating whole foods. So a really good hack is whatever you're consuming should have one single ingredient. So I just had a Diet Coke, right? So-called guy saying to eat healthy, but then he's drinking Coke. If you look at the labels here, there's a shit ton of ingredients in there, right? So we have carbonated water, we have caramel color, we have aspartame, we have phosphoric acid, we have potassium, we have benzoate, we have natural flavors, we have caffeine, these are a shit ton of ingredients in one beverage. So that's just a beverage. Now, if you're consuming food, like if you read the label of having a burger, like a McDonald's burger or something, they use like shit ton of ingredients. So you want to focus on whole foods, and a very simple way of looking at it is it one ingredient? Now, if you want to make it more tasty, just combine all the foods together and you have a couple of ingredients together that makes it palatable. But that's how I would approach eating rice. Eat your favorite noodles. As an Asian guy, you probably love noodles, but also add meat, also add fiber, also add vegetables, right? That's what you want to do. So eat food that has a single ingredient, and that would drastically improve your idea perception of nutrition. Really simple, really easy. So in nutrition, I would also recommend you understand there's a lot of ways of talking about boosting your metabolism, and therefore you can eat more by boosting your metabolism. Exercise a lot to be able to eat more. That's also a good way, but I actually just recommend understanding that it's all about calories in versus calories out. And then you would want to increase your protein levels with your calories in and calories out to be able to build enough muscle. The gram of protein should be per your body weight. So if you're 170 pounds, then the amount of protein you should have is 170 grams of protein. You can also go a little bit higher. Doesn't really matter. But if you're at the early stage, I consume more protein than usual, and it will make a drastic difference. Yeah, so that's pretty much my hack of nutrition. It's all about calories in versus calories out, and then it's all about eating foods that has single ingredients. If you love eating a lot, which is definitely me, I love food, I'm a glutton, what I do recommend is maybe skipping breakfast. Try fasting. It's a really effective method of delaying your food, which allows you to eat more but also maintain the calories, right? To maintain the amount of calories. So that's what I recommend. Now, the title of this video is for skinny Asian kids, so you obviously want to increase the amount of calories that you're eating, because you're probably not eating enough. I'm not a big fan of dirty bulking, because I think it really sets a wrong foundation for yourself. If looking better for you is that important, you're probably really good at math, and in your free time you do a lot of math problems, but you're not willing to do that for your health. It's just about priorities. It's going to be hard by eating clean and eating more. If you really want to look better and feel better and be better, then you're going to have to deal with the pain of not wanting to eat, which is actually not that hard. All right, so now let's dive deep into chapter 2, which is exercise. Probably my favorite chapter in this video. So in terms of building muscle, what you should prioritize, the first muscle group is your shoulders. I'm a big fan of big shoulders. I'm just gonna say which muscle groups to hit in this video, and if you really liked it, then I will kind of give like a deep dive of which exercises in each muscle group that you should do. For the sake of your time, I'm gonna just say the muscle groups. So the second is your chest. You want to do upper chest, which is really effective. And then you want to hit your back, right? So I'm a big fan of pull-ups. Pull-ups for building that density and wide back. So you want to hit your lats, and this would make you into a reverse Dorito, which is pretty much the ideal look for a man according to statistics by women. I guess that's sort of the measurement of our value these days in this society. All right, and the third chapter, which is pretty much the ending of this video, is don't be afraid to ask for help. When I first came here in college, when I was a freshman, I was very nervous to go to the gym, but I did have enough gut to ask someone that was jacked, and I convinced him if I could work out with him. And after that, we pretty much worked out for 8 months straight. He's been working out for over 6 years. So just through that duration of 8 months, I was able to learn his experience from 6 years. It's like reading a book, right? One of my favorite books is The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and he's an angelist investor. And he talks a lot about wealth and happiness. But he learned that throughout his whole life, and he was able to write a book on it, which I can read in a couple hours. And I've pretty much absorbed his life lessons. So his approximate 50 years of life, I've absorbed it in 5 hours. Those who ask reap the rewards. Because if you don't ask, no one knows if you're trying to improve yourself. So anyhow, not to digress, I worked out with him. I learned all the techniques. I learned the foundation of lifting. And from his 6 years of experience, I was able to learn it in 8 months. Now, obviously, I'm not saying I learned everything perfectly, but I have built a solid foundation. And from then onwards, when he graduated, I just continued with my routine, and I was able to build an ideal physique that I admire for myself. So don't be afraid to ask for his journey to improve yourself, like at least your physical self, will be a lot faster and achievable with accountability, but more importantly with support. And if you ask a stranger to help you, ask someone that has an experience. There are some people, like especially when I was a freshman, they would just like work out with other freshmen. It's like it's good, but I feel like you could really save up time if you asked a graduate student or a senior. So that's how I would approach it. All right, my skinny Asian dude, I hope that this video helped you. So I'll see you guys next time, and you will get jacked. Don't worry. It just takes time. Be patient, and everyone grows, and that's the beautiful thing about being a human being. You just need to focus your mind, write down your goal, and just wait